So after a slight delay, I had to go to a doctor's appointment. Now we're back, and like that, thank you again for joining me so late here at DFA. But we're on to the Cataluna, which that line, you kind of just have you played the entire line? Have you? What are your thoughts on it overall?
Oh, even better than that. I got, I did the event and then I got both the Legendary Commander and the Tier 9 in free crates. So I was pretty excited, and I watched Bob's video on it, and he said, yeah, the Tier 9, it's actually not that bad. It's a bit like Henry, blah, 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 blah. And it's not.
Then reality kicked in.
Reality check. I think it took me something like 27 or 28 battles to get my first MVP with the Tier 9, and I have something like a 33% MVP rate, so it's not like it doesn't ever happen. It's really a piece of shit. This one, it's actually not as bad, but I think that they're all undergunned. So I think what would really save that line is if we could get the same burst as Bazan. The 3 salvos instead of 2 with the same duration. That would make it amazing. Because, if you look at it, they're kind of firing 2 salvos now, and you get a reload penalty on top of it. It's not. I really love the idea. I like that they're adding new mechanics, but it's not really working for that line, to be honest. Maybe in respawn. It can be quite fun, but for the rest, for me, that's the Tier 8 is probably the best one of the line, and I'll put it at playable. Yeah. But honestly, stop there. Yeah.
I was gonna push it low competitive. It's the last of the good. Because the Tier 7 is actually fantastic. The Tier 6 is mediocre, but Tier 5 is really fun. But just stop at the Tier 8. Just stop. You got the best. Just stop there.
Yeah.
Train your commander on that one, and then just wait until they hopefully buff the Castilla. I find the Cataluna, I had some really fun games in it. So it was really, I got a lot of high DD games, so I was able to just crush some ships early on, and you can do some fun stuff with Cataluna. But I agree. I could see the Tier 9 and 10 having a triple burst, and then having maybe 4 or 5 seconds added on. And like that. That way it's not a complete another reload, but it's something kind of in between.
That would make it amazing. You do your triple burst, you disengage, turn around a couple of seconds later, do your triple burst again, and you can, if you manage to time it, it's just like Bazan, if you don't time it well, you're in a shit situation. And then the cruisers, it's even worse. So, because Bazan, it's like 13, 14 seconds reload, something like that, if I remember. I haven't played since the super test, so I don't remember it very well. I remember liking it. But
still amazing.
Yeah,
borderline.
I think that's the blueprint of the Spanish ships, Bazan. No, not these things. So yeah,
and it would at least make sense because the Tier 9 and 10 just explode when they get touched. So it's just like, hey, they should have disastrous AP, destruction, but
no maneuverability. It's no armor. They're kind of asking for it. Yeah,
I can see that. Option. Now to a
Champagne. So if I would put it in the same category as the Akizuki, stupidly fun, but ultimately,
I'm not putting. No. That is a competitive ship. This thing is a sniper. This is fun. This is my Citadel ship. If I need Citadels, that or Borodino, those two. Print them.
I like it. I really like it, and I think they've done a great job at making it different than the other French battleship, because there's quite a lot to choose from, and they're all kind of different, and they're all pretty fun to be honest. So yeah,
I'd say it's definitely more of, I would definitely say it's more of that sniping cruiser, battle cruiser type feel. So if you're wanting to kind of be like, okay, what do I want? If you're wanting more battleship style, that's more Philandre or Black Gascon, like that. But we'll get to those and like that as we keep on going.
Chappy, I'll put it in competitive as well, because it's a pretty solid Tech 3 cruiser, and especially since they buffed it with the radar. That thing can now do everything, because before that you could not really get into a cap if there was a DD in front of you. Now you can actually be a bit more confident. And at range, it's just super solid. I mean, it's for me, I think I reviewed the whole line, and for me, it's the ideal first cruiser line, because it's so safe, so easy to play. You can't go wrong with them. You don't need to put money to make them work. They can work like with stock commanders. They can work without camo, whatever. So it's a pretty solid line, competitive line. Yeah, only the tier 9 is a little bit below, but for the rest, it's all okay. So yeah.
Hey, you don't be talking bad to my Donskoy. That's a fine ship.
Yeah, I already did the grind for the Moskva. I'm not doing it again. Yeah, Nevsky, it's going to remain in the Tech 3 for some time.
Yeah, no, Chappie, I'd say low competitive, you have to know your AP versus HE, but if you can master that, you're right. I think the Nevsky is really the best kind of bland line to go up to learn cruisers. Though don't really show broadside so much with the Chappie. There's a lot of battleships that like to just make you go kaboom. It will hurt.
Yeah.
Black variant.
Black Chappie, I'll put it next to the Chappie, to be honest. It's just a different flavor. It hasn't received the buff. Didn't get the radar, but you get rapid reload, so you can't really go wrong with it as well. And it just works. I mean, it's pretty solid. So yeah.
I think that
if I had to,
oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, if I had to put money on one premium or black cruiser, Russian cruiser at the tier, it'd probably be this one. Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting one. But on something else. But I can see it's respectable. Black Shabayev it's a solid one. It's pretty good. I think the rapid reload helps it with the fires. So you see someone heal up from a fire, pop that rapid reload and
magic button, punish it. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, punish it. Charles Martel.
Charles Martel, yeah, put it in playable. It's okay. It's just a bit like Luster is the right word. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Just, I mean, there's no real reason to remember it. This one, Black Charles Martel, if you spend money on it, you will definitely remember it. It's really...
You'll remember it for a reason. It's Charles Martel is the start of the Henri line being like solid. Then St. Louis gets better, and then Henri, it's a beast and such. So it's like Charles Martel, playable, it works. Tier 8 meta is going to be tier 8 meta. But Black Charles Martel, let's remove the few good things about Charles Martel and give it something trash. No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
About the French lines, the Charbot.
So I love it. I'm a big fan of that kind of Richelieu thing. I still think the Toulon is the best one if I had to pick one of the entire line. I'll put it in playable because I think they've done a really good job with it at making it different than Richelieu, kind of complementary, because this one is really good against the targets that Richie struggles a bit against. But ultimately, it's the accuracy that's letting them down. It's very inconsistent. So when you're aiming, you get that perfect Takao broadside at 10-11 kilometers, and then your shells just go somewhere between the moon and Mars, and you have no idea what happened.
Yeah, you're hitting different zip codes with the Sherbo, and that doesn't get better. So stop with the Sherbo if you want to keep your sanity.
Yeah, I'm at Brest currently. Indeed, it doesn't really get better. It can be very frustrating at times. So tier 4 tier Cherbourg is probably the better one. I kind of like Marseille, but I've only played it with the press so far. So yeah, we will see once I don't throw as much money at it.
If you want some tips, I kind of enjoy it. I found a way to make it work. I learned it from Soulfire and like that, and it's just, you can make it work, but you feel held back. Like you're always going to feel that the ship is not doing what you could be doing, and that's just rough. It's just rough. So yeah, Sherbo's. Yeah, don't go down the line. Cheshire. This is an old premium now. This is old.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think honestly, I think there's a much better one to receive your money at the tier, which is the Belfast 43. It makes this one completely obsolete, in my opinion. Yeah, this one has got better AA, but 6 guns, you can't really slap anything with it. I mean, it's good support, but ultimately it falls down in terms of firepower for me. So Belfast just makes it irrelevant. So yeah.
Yeah, Cheshire. It's what actually kicked off my YouTube really career and doing actual videos, which is kind of funny. But good lord, it sucks. Some people swear by it, but it's a mother's love. It's making it work, not doing it well. Talking about a ship that came out and really needed some mother's love and still hasn't gotten it, Shukalov.
Yeah, I think that's good. We're filling out the Dear God Why category.
god, this thing! Oh,
Yeah, it's. I mean, if it was Tech 3, it would be okay, but you have to pay for it, so you have to pay for a worse Pobieda, essentially. So yeah.
yeah. Just
Don't
grind the
really see
regular
any
line.
reason. Yeah,
That line's really not that
regular
good
line is
either. So
fantastic.
don't
Yeah.
grind it. Oh,
No,
man.
don't put money on the shelf. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about something that's a lot better. Cleveland.
Sorry.
Let's talk about something that's a lot better. Because we just
Yes.
had like 2 in a row, or almost 3 in a row of just rough ships.
Cleveland. Oh, that's a lovely one. If I had one Tech 3 into meta, it would be this one probably. Because honestly, you can do everything with it. It's one of the few cruisers that you can really play as a frontline cruiser. And that's kind of the last one of the line that you can actually play doing so, like really somewhere between the destroyers and the battleships. It can survive, it can bow tank, it can completely destroy destroyers. That's just published a good guide on it. It's very simple. You go into a cap. As soon as you're detected, you start turning, you press the radar button, and that thing is caught with its pants down right in front of your 12 guns. And so,
Oh yeah,
so
I
it's
love.
really, yeah, it's super maneuverable as well. So yeah, it's a really, really good ship. Yeah, don't need to spend money to be competitive with this one, and it's also a good way.
But if you have Halsey, yes, I put Halsey on this. Make it too low all of a sudden.
On a different one. I'll explain that later. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Cleveland is actually the only tech tree tier that I've kept. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I've kept this one, Chappie, and another one we'll talk about later. Yeah.
I need to rebuy Chappie because I actually have the camo for it. So I'm like, I need it. I need to get it. It does look cool. So yeah, eventually. All right, let's talk about Glow Up because the Congress was. Dear God, why? And then it got buffed. How do you feel about post-buff, though?
It got buffed? Oh, I don't remember, because for me, it's still an Alaska that's missing a turret, to be honest. If I have to spend money on that playstyle, I'm going to buy the tier 9, not the tier 8, because ultimately, yeah, why would you buy this one? I mean, the Alaska, it's just the better of the two, and it's a real killer. This one, it's, yeah. So I guess maybe niche. Because it's not awful.
No, it's just playable now. It used to be in Dear God Not Why. Now it's okay. It works. I agree with you. It still needs a bit more firepower, but the biggest problem is its pen is atrocious. This thing cannot pen other cruisers at all. It is annoying, even with Oldendorf.
It's not. This one, Constellation. That's a tough one. I've tested it earlier this year. It's in terms of survivability, it's the worst of all the tier 9 battleships. It's the worst. So they've kind of balanced it in and of course it's a huge profile, so it's begging to get citadeled. But the rest is actually pretty good. It's super quick. You can go faster than most destroyers with the engine accelerator. You get a scout plane. You get what do you get with that? You get everything with that thing. What else? I think it has a radar as well.
Yeah, it's got radar, engine accelerator.
Yeah, it's
precise
kind
aim. Is it precise aim and DFA? No,
accelerator, DFA, and DA on that thing. It's the best at the tier. It's really rock solid. But the problem is the survivability, and it's not free as well. That's my main issue with it. If I have to throw money at one battleship, premium battleship, American, it's not going to be this one. Yeah.
No, don't touch it. I had a mother's love for it a while. I kind of oddly enjoyed it, but I was making it work. I was no, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Now to the Cossack, which I would say is a little cucaracha that just won't die because it has so many fuel smokes, and it goes right in the meta. That thing is.
Yeah. It's just the unkillable cockroach. It's just super, super good, and I really loved what they've done with it. Kind of how to differentiate it from the regular British DDs. And if I had to pick a gunboat, put it in the meta, it would be this one. Yeah.
I will say that if you...
It's so annoying to deal with. So.
Yeah. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that this is a ship, it's a slow burn. take your time. You're playing the full 7-minute game. You are not playing I need the cap now. You're not playing I need to kill this person now. You are playing the long con. That's what makes the Cossack so good. It's similar to how the Orkin is so good and everything like that. It's you have to pace yourself. There are so many people that go, hey, Cossack's crap. I'm like, no, it's not. It's you are playing it wrong. It's a whole different style. So just be patient.
Yeah.
That's how you make the Cossack meta.
I feel you, because I started with the Cossack scrap feeling, and then I learned to play it, and indeed now I love it. So yeah, it's really good, and then indeed you can put BT on it, so and have fun. So yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Cross of Dorn.
Yeah, I haven't
Odin.
really played the fantasy ships, so you've seen my feedback on the CC channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this one. So the Cross of Dorn, I am going to be a little bit spicy on this one, but I would actually say it is borderline like creeping meta. I'm not saying it's almost top competitive. It's an Odin clone that gets increased AP pen twice a game. That's for, I think it's almost 3 salvos. Yep. It's got pretty good secondaries. It's still an Odin clone, which is already going to be, I'd say, borderline meta. It's a little bit pushed back from the Atlantico meta just because you can't really brawl all the time. But the Cross of Dorn, it also gives you, because if you're going to buy it, it gives you, actually, I'd say, the best voice lines of them all, too. It's not the craziest one. It's not like the Ragnarok where you're laughing your butt off half the time because, did he just swear? Like, you're just like, did he? But yeah, no, Cross of Dorn, absolutely fantastic boat. And a lot of times they're very cheap because they come with a camo. They're come in with Warhammer collabs. Yeah. I would fully suggest it. I've enjoyed mine. I think I've got like a 75k average on it for a tier 8, and that's... I had fun, and I think that's. I will say, learn your BSSs, learn your bow stern and superstructure in order to max those guns out in order to really do a lot of damage. But yeah, don't hit belt. Okay, it doesn't have that pen, not that good a pen. But talking about DZP. I'm
still struggling with this one. I can't make it work consistently. So I think it has to do with I haven't even given it a lot of time, to be honest. I haven't really grinded the line as well, but I just got the Reuter. So that's going to change. In the next Tiermaker, I'll probably have a little bit more experience with this one and be able to make it work. But for the moment, I'm not really touching it a lot for the moment.
So DZP meta. This is the airstrike beast, and then let alone it's got a light cruiser attached to it that's got 360 guns. You're going to be devastating in a tier. You can stay behind islands, bomb people all game, and you're still getting 60k. You can be aggressive and destroy DDs, spot for yourself, everything like that. And also you have radar in case they decide to smoke up. And yeah, it's DZP is the meta. It's it and Trump are the best Dutch ships in Dutch ships in the game. Howden Liu with Legmod can kind of compete against these two, but at the same time not really. So it's just it's DZP. It does take a little bit of time to learn those airstrikes, so you got to learn and feel how it adds out, but it's very forgiving. So